Check 1 2. Check.
I'm just a grown-up, I've always been. They called me the old man when I was a kid. I took my chances and there were...
Welcome to the 525 Records podcast. My guest today is none other than Jerry Leach. That song you just heard was one of his original creations. I think it's amazing. And welcome to the podcast. How you doing today?
Hey, thanks, Elliot. Good to be here.
We're here to celebrate the life of a man named Andrew Leach, who just happens to be your brother. Tragically passed away in October, and we want to just talk about him, and we want to play some of his music and celebrate the amazing talent that he was, because he was an incredible songwriter, lyricist, poet.
It's funny to see how known he became amongst his friends and things for his ukulele playing, when really he was a phenomenal guitarist. And that was really where he got his start on string instruments, you know.
Right.
I mean, he was really, really into finger picking. You know, I played with picks all the time, and he wouldn't have them, you know. But yeah, I think he did have a lot of jazz actually. Growing up, studying, we both took lessons from a guy named Fred Gonzalez. Who was a phenomenal, I should say, he's still around, is a phenomenal jazz guitarist. And I think we both took a lot from him, you know, and learned a lot that way. And neither of us necessarily were big listeners of jazz, but we learned from a guy who was just incredible.
I watched him crush open mics at the Firkin to the point where they wouldn't even let him up anymore, because he would play 2 or 3 songs and the whole place would go nuts, and then everybody would be pissed that was on the list, you know, that wanted to get up, and the person running the open mic eventually made the decision that, like, hey dude, no, you can't, you know. That's how good he did at the Firkin open mics. It was nuts. He had this electric ukulele. It was crazy. It was like Tobacco Burst, but it had a 1/4-inch jack, so he could plug it into an amp, and it was just the most beautiful uke. I don't know whatever happened to it. Do you know? I mean,
I couldn't tell you. I think you know, he cycled through gear quite a bit.
Oh yeah, big
know?
time.
I mean, there were certain things that always seemed to stick around, but by and large, you know, he would move on to the next thing, but he always had an instrument with him pretty much everywhere he went. I mean, he would pull over in his car and record songs.
Oh, dude, he had a he had a backpack that fit a uke perfectly, only it wouldn't zip, so just the headstock of the uke would be popping out of the backpack, and he used to just roll all around town just playing shows. You know, he would show up to the Firkin, like, not even open mic, not a show or anything, but just in the back patio. So wherever he was drinking, or wherever we were drinking, he would always have a backpack with a uke, and he'd just pull it out and start jamming on the patio and, like, entertaining people. And man, that's one of my favorite memories.
There once was 2 heroes in the story, a dual protagonistic tale. She ran off to find her happiness and glory. Me, I found a whale in the belly of the beast. There's a place for me to sleep, and I dream of every kiss on the bottom of the sea, and I think of all the stars above the surface of this vast and empty ocean, the symbol for our love, where I just couldn't take the city anymore. Drinks too expensive and rent I can't afford, so I packed up my belongings and I headed for the coast. I spent a long time looking for a humble new abode until I found a whale for rent, with a sofa, hide, a bed. They don't have the internet, but there's books I haven't read, and it's ocean front and back. It's ocean all around, and the lease is month to month. Lose your deposit if you drown, and the pot is full of single older men whom used to all be sailors till they reached retirement. They couldn't stand life separated from the sea, but me, I see a whale a bit differently. Oh, well, is a place where you learn to yearn and dream for a warmth that's not a whale, and for a sky that's not the sea. But soon I met a mermaid. She'd come and comfort me till she met a pescatarian. She swam away to marry him and left me all alone again. Feelings that she had, I guess she must have went and buried them. She's living in the country in a double-wide aquarium, and I've finished every book, heard every sailor's story, but when you haven't got a mermaid, the sea gets pretty boring. So I packed up my belongings and headed for the city. I spent a long time looking through every local listing till I found a whale for rent in the heart of the city. I'm gonna buy me a double bed. There's ample girls here, and I swear they're ample pretty, and I've learned how to yearn and dream. I only make my bed for someone else to see. Well, there once was two heroes in this story, a dual protagonistic tale. She swam off to find her happiness and glory, and me, I need a roommate for my whale, for my whale.
God damn, what a great song. Fuck.
Yeah.
What do you know about that song? I mean, these are all mysteries to me, but this is apparently, from what I hear, this is one of like Andrew's most famous songs within the Friends and Family. Like he used to play it, a while ago. So just talk to me. Tell me about that song.
I mean, I really wish that I could get into, what inspired it. I mean, the reality of it is we grew up on the coast, and I know that that definitely had some influence on him. Just as a creative person. And he had a time where he had moved back to Coos Bay, and I think that that's around the time he had written it. I know that there was a venue owned by a friend out there that he would play at. He played the song a few times. I think that there was even a YouTube clip of somebody had filmed him playing it. It's just a really good example of him finding the right turn of phrase on things and creating a picture of the story.
Yes. Yeah, it really paints a vivid picture.
Yeah.
I think the best part about that song, though, it's just like when he hits that chorus and it's like, a whale for rent. It's so soothing, It just lands. It lands like a bed of feathers, to me, I think. But, all these songs to me are a real mystery. And I'm still on working titles. So, like, I need some help. Like, is the actual name of this song actually "Whale for Rent"? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
That was my understanding.
Oh, look who's here.
Hey, buddy.
Did you
Yeah.
wanna go over there?
He's
Go over there.
spent plenty of time with me earlier, so more interested in what you're doing.
We are at the famous Maple Lane Studios here in Milwaukee, Oregon. It's a beautiful day. I guess what is it? March 1st.
Yes.
Yeah.
March 1st.
65 degrees and sunny. Here in the Milwaukee, Oregon area. You're down in Oak Ridge.
Cottage Grove.
Cottage Grove. And Andrew lived in Oak Ridge.
He did.
Which is just kind of outside of Eugene,
Yeah.
if you would call it. One of the things I want to get into is the local bar scene in Oak Ridge. When you guys had a memorial back in December.
Yeah, we did. We did that at the golf course, and that not because anybody gave a shit about golf in my family. I mean, my youngest brother Tim, he likes to golf, I suppose, but it's the only venue in Oak Ridge that really could have a large gathering of people that wasn't, the Elks Lodge or Moose Lodge or whatever it is. And as far as the bar scene goes, I mean, I can't really speak to that.
His bars.
I learned about it post, his memorial service. We went to a place called the Den and did some karaoke. Prior to that, the only place I was familiar with was the what is it called? The Three-Legged Crane, which used to be the Brewers Union, which my sister works at.
So after the golf course, you guys wind up at the Den, and everybody's drinking. And did you play any Andrew music at that point?
No,
through the bar.
No Andrew music. I mean, there was a football game going on.
That sucks.
And so we were waiting for the football game to end so we could do karaoke. I mean, that was one thing that Andrew loved to do. He enjoyed singing. And my brother Tim and I, we were the only people from the family that were there, but it was a pretty good sized group of Andrew's friends that came along and sang songs and played pool. Another one of Andrew's favorite pastimes.
Oh, dude, he came to Vegas in 2019 for a big pool tournament at the Westgate. And I forget, they finished pretty good. They made money. Like, they made actual money. Like, they came down, it was team pool, bar league, that kind of thing. And they were called the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
And I was, they were so cool, man. He stayed with me, and I got a Heartbreakers baseball hat, which I lost in Minnesota, which really sucks. But yeah, they were big time. It was huge, man. Just picture a convention center in Vegas, like the entire. It's like something out of Color of Money. It's just 100 fucking pool tables, and everybody with their cues, like all raring to go, trying to win the 100,000 or whatever it was. But yeah, they flew in, and a bunch of them, and then Andrew stayed with me, and it was a good time. We that's where we shot the Nina video. So,
okay.
Shit, dude, maybe we should play that.
Yeah.
I finally get you alone. In my room, spinning vinyls and peanuts and more, and we'll get so close. God said, run to the devil, and God said, run to the devil, and God said, run to the devil, and God said.
Man, I love that video. I'm super proud of that.
That must have been a lot of fun to shoot that.
It took a long time. What do you know about that song? Like
You know, it's going to be hard for me really to comment too much on what I do and don't know about his songs because he really didn't share too much.
Right.
And you know, I actually was having a conversation with a good friend of mine about this last night. That ultimately, when you're creating songs, it's better to be vague. It's better to have some mystery. That way, the listener can adapt it to mean what they want it to mean or what they'd like it to mean. And I think that Andrew really, I mean, it's part of being a talented storyteller. Is that's the point? Is to let your audience use their own imagination to fill in the blanks. And I mean, he really was a testament to that kind of concept.
That song is so beautiful, and it's the shittiest recording. It's a live recording. It's a one mic recording done on a digital 8-track. Like, you know, I walked that thing down to the J Lounge to record that, and it, like, I got it home and I was listening to it, and I'm like, God damn, that sounds good. You know, a lot of it has to do with Kai playing that. It's like a detuned acoustic, you know.
Yeah.
But that song to me, it's such a great example of the fucking ukulele solo, right? Like, who does that? Nobody play. People that play the uke, it's like, you know, nobody's ripping fucking insane jazz solos on ukulele, but Andrew did. It's like
Yeah.
it's like when people ask me what is his music, what genre, like when I was uploading. By the way, there's a 3-song EP called Mr. Blue that 525 put out, which is just him and his uke, and I think it's amazing. It's really good. It's up. You can find it everywhere, and it's like, you got to fill out all these genre questions. Like what, like I say it's singer, songwriter, folk, jazz. Those are kind of the three, check boxes. But I mean, if you had to, I think he kind of invented a new genre, honestly. And I'm just wondering what you think. Like, how would you, if you had to pick 3 genres to submit to fucking Apple Music of what the fuck is this music, what are you going with?
Oh, I mean, that would be really challenging. I don't think that he was able to be pigeonholed very well. He spent a lot of time, woodshedding, I guess is what you would call it, or workshopping. I mean, the first time that he ever met my ex-wife, like he came over to my house and didn't know that she was there, and met her, and then he sat in the corner and played ukulele for 3 hours.
Right.
That's all he did. And I mean, I can look back at that. That was probably 12 years ago or something like that. And he was just workshopping his ideas. He was sitting there and he was listening to the room. And I don't think that ever in his mind he ever had any thought to what genre is this going to fall into, or whatever. It was really, I think that he was drawn to the ukulele for a number of different reasons, probably in part because of the portability. I mean, he loved to ride his bike everywhere.
Dude, he told me one time he rode his bike like all the way down the coast.
Yeah. And
he hitchhiked, and they had this whole, like, they were riding bikes all the way to California or something insane, and he made it like almost all the way. I forget how the story ends, but basically that was like nuts. Like, Coos Bay to LA on a bike and just camping and fucking, playing music together and shit. I mean,
yeah,
that's wild.
Well, I mean, imagine riding your bike down, the Oregon coast on Highway 101 with a guitar. You can't do that.
Right.
I mean, maybe one of those Martin backpackers, but I mean, a ukulele, I mean, it's got so many things going for it. The portability of it, the expense. I mean, if you are, in a bar fight and your ukulele gets destroyed, you're out $75? I mean,
yeah, right.
I mean, there were a lot of advantages to him playing it, but really it was having a constant creative outlet at his fingertips, quite literally. I mean, he just pull it out, and he'd grab it from the back seat of his car or whatever. I mean, I think that was a big part of it. He had the ability to create more easily because it was something that was so portable, and he really found that he was really gifted at it.
Confident and drunk. My God, this old machine is fueled by images, by make-believe and memories of love. But now, my darling, you won't let me love you in the ways I want to, and so I'll close my eyes, and so I'll close my eyes, and so I'll close my eyes, and dream of you when we were two in one. 'Cause in my dreams this thing has just until I wake up, lost and lonely with my one and only me. And I wanna go to sleep. I just wanna go to sleep. I wanna go to sleep and dream.
That's my favorite song on the record.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean,
It's a beautiful story about, love not being what you expect.
this whole album is that theme.
Yeah.
If you ask me, unrequited love is a prominent theme in a lot of his songs, and you never know who the people were. But it's something everybody can relate to. I mean, it's the most famous thing ever in music and poetic expression, right?
Well, the thing about Andrew too is that Andrew was in love with everybody.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he didn't really discriminate, and so it's, I don't know. He really found a beautiful way to convey that feeling. That the whole idea that he can go to sleep, and he can find the love that he's craving, or the affection that he's craving in his dreams.
yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I mean, it's a really beautiful song. It's probably the most beautiful thing he's ever written.
And you talk about the vagueness of the meaning of the song. Like, as much as I want to know the story, who is Julia? Like, what is all this? Like, every time I start to ask that question, I say, fuck that, dude. I don't want to know. Like, it's so perfect. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin the fucking song. But god damn, great fucking Andrew song. All right, let's play another one.
Play the heart and play the mind. Play the notches on my spine. Play your hammers on my bones, keeping time with tapping toes. Play the music, hold it close. Play the song that is my ghost. This moon, it's full, it's in the room. It's now by no elephant, his ivory's in bloom. We were only trading kisses, we were re-exchanging gifts, when somewhere from the distance he came charging through the mist. He said, you could lie beside me, and I could keep you warm. You could even try to ride me, but please don't kill me for my horns. I saw desire in her eyes. She needed keys to play her chords, and I knew she was a poacher. Still I never said a word. You and I keeping secrets from the room, so discreetly passing through. And at last, when we find a private place, will you show your crooked spine? Will you show your crooked face? Oh, will you whisper words through painted lips? Will the smell and shade and taste of rose hips seep into this dream we're in? Sacrifice and sin. Play the heart and play the mind. Play the notches on my spine, play your hammers on my bones, keeping time with tapping toes. Play the music, hold it close, play the song that is my ghost. Well, me and her from Pachyderm, the secrets we would keep till a nocturnal admission. She been talking in her sleep. He said, I know how much you want me. Please take a piece, it's yours. Well, this will make a few keys. I need another 84. Well, I know all about sacrifice and what it means to lose a life. And I've never feared a mouse, I've only feared the mouse's knife. And it seemed almost like instinct as I stabbed him in the back. She stabbed him in the front, just to finish up the act. And poor old Mr. Pachyderm was never heard again. He'd been transposed into music for men. Oh. Blood flows south, engorge the lips, embrace the mouth, engage the eyes, now so glossed over. They seem closed, although they're open, and shed these doubts. Why not shed this second skin? Where do I end and you begin? Did God divide us on a whim, and what's between us? What's between these two? It's a song they're singing in their heads that no one gets, and they're so consumed the desires bringing them to life and then to death. Play the heart and play the mind, play the notches on my spine, play your hammers on my bones, keeping time with tapping toes. Play the music, hold it close, play the song that is my ghost.
It's so crazy on this record. It's so foreshadowing. He's talking about, where does love go when you die? Like, oh, the song that is my ghost. It's just crazy, like how foretelling it was, that to die a tragic young death at the age of 45. Like, it's like before he died, I listened to these songs and I heard them in a certain way, and then after he died, they've morphed into this bigger than life thing. Like, this was just a fun record, and then he died, and now it's like the most fucking important thing ever. That's fucking nuts, dude. That song is so fucking beautiful. That's so haunting. What do you know? And do we call that Albino Elephant? Is that the name of the song? What do you think?
I mean that was the working title, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
It's crazy.
When you encounter great writing, it has layers, and it's malleable, and I think that's what his work is. It can fit where it needs to fit. Kind of what we were talking about earlier, where the listener, the audience member, they get to find their meaning, and it's the same concept. I mean, that's why it feels more pressing to you now, right? The words take on a different meaning now that he's gone.
Yeah. And the words that he chose were so like perfect. It's I mean, anybody who's ever written a song, you've written a few. I've written a lot of bad songs. When you go to write lyrics, it's like you might have the best riff in the world, but when the lyrics are, I woke up and I did this and you did this to me, it's just, it's like, but when you have that beautiful pen to where the words that you choose are just like so fucking acceptable to everybody that hears it. You know, you're not like listening to a person sing a song about himself. You're listening to an artist sing a song about everybody that everybody understands and everybody can relate to. I think that's what made him so special. You know, one of the things that made him so special for sure. And I'm so jazzed about this record. I can't wait till it's out. It's very close. It's very close. We're in the final mixing stages. This is the first pass mix is what I'm going to call it. There's a few things that need to be adjusted for sure, but it's pretty darn close. And we're going to get it mastered and we're going to put it out for the world to enjoy. And you know, you can find it as always on 505records.com, and it'll be on streaming, and hopefully we'll do some YouTube stuff. And maybe even another podcast when it comes out. I don't know. I mean, up to you. Thank you so much. My guest today, Jerry Leach. He's Andrew Leach's brother, and he's graciously driven up to Portland to be here today. I thank you again, sir. And it's a great insight. You know, I didn't know him that well. I mean, we lived together, and you know, we hung out and stuff. But you know,
So you knew he was a slob.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But you know, the crazy thing is, like, I knew him before he had diabetes, when he was bigger, and he, you know, when he was like in his beer belly drinking heyday of ukulele open mics, he had like this big booming guttural fucking voice, right? And then he got diagnosed with diabetes, and he lost all this weight, and his voice changed. It changed dramatically. You know, I mean, I don't know. This is 10 years ago. Do you remember when that was all going on? And I mean, what did you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember when he ended up in the hospital, which is when they discovered that he had type 1 diabetes, and he had lost an incredible amount of weight. I mean, I could barely recognize him. He was in the hospital, like, I don't know, all these stupid little different cities around Portland that confuse me. It was like Hillsborough or I don't know, Gresham. Who cares?
Beaverton.
It was somewhere there was a hospital that wasn't OHSU, and my mom and I were there with him. I mean, he was pretty skinny, and you know, he was usually in really good shape, like most of his life. I mean,
Dude, if you see pictures of him when he was younger, he's like fucking, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, you're talking about him riding his bike down the coast. I mean,
Yeah.
he was always a really active guy, and you know, I think that the diabetes thing was it was a real challenge for him. You know, he had to kind of learn how to live differently, and you know, I can't speak to how he felt about it. He didn't ever complain.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
He rolled with the punches, man. He's just like, okay, all right.
by and large, yeah. I mean, he always kept a really good attitude about things. But yeah, I mean, I know he tried to manage it as best as he could. But yeah, you know, his weight fluctuated and stuff. But I remember his voice being pretty boomy for a while.
Yeah. There's a puppy.
It'll
Smile,
go.
Mutsy. This is Mutsy, the dog. He's on camera. He's probably not in the shot, but we'll try to get him in there. There you go, buddy. Smile at the camera.
Hey, buddy. Oh, well, there you go. You got a best friend.
Your podcast gold, my man. Your podcast gold.
You know, one of the things that, you know, it's having a dog in here made me think of Blue, Andrew's dog. One of the things Andrew struggled with his whole life was with anxiety. And, you know, I'm not going to say that that's necessarily a genetic thing, but I think it is in the sense that it seems to be, you know, with most of my siblings, if not all. And he really leaned on that dog, you know, brought him a lot of comfort. And you can hear it in his music. I feel like when people have issues with anxiety or depression, and I'm not saying that he had depression, but he definitely had anxiety. We all do. And you can hear it come out in his writing, in his voice, like the timbre of his voice. You can hear, there was a spot actually earlier when we were listening to Julia in Dreams, and you can hear his voice kind of crack. And
There's a tension there.
Yeah,
that's
and it's
palpable.
Yeah, and I mean you can hear the emotion cut through, and it's just it's just something that's so rare and special to find in a vocal performance, you know.
Did you hear the Mr. Blue YouTube video
Yeah,
where he's telling the story
yeah.
about Mr. Blue?
I actually, this is kind of a sad story, but you had sent me the link to that, and I pulled it up on my phone. I was sitting on the couch. I had, you know, one of my dogs was on the couch, and the other dog was on the floor, and then Blue was on the couch across from me. And I played that, and as soon as Andrew's voice came on, Blue perked up, and he like walked over to me.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, you poor fucker! I'm so sorry."
Oh
you know?
my God.
You know, I think Blue's doing, you know, pretty good adapting. You know, like to having a different life. He's got buddies to play with, which is great, and my voice is kind of similar to Andrew's.
Oh,
I mean,
dude, it is similar, and you guys look alike.
Yeah.
But that's crazy that he heard that on a speaker and was like,
yeah,
all these months later. I mean, it was October. This is fucking February. Like, this is the thing about, you know, when we did that podcast together, I was asking him about a philosopher named Wittgenstein who had a famous line about, you know, a dog may hope his master comes home, but, you know, can he hope for his owner to come home next Wednesday? Right. And, you know, what's amazing is, like, to me, is all these Wittgenstein things have never been questioned by anybody. They're just like, oh, these are amazing philosophical insights. Right. I laid him on Andrew on that podcast, and he's like, yeah, I disagree. I'm like, Wittgenstein said, a dog cannot lie, nor can he be sincere. And Andrew says, that's not true. You know,
I agree. It's not true.
a dog that makes a mess, you know, it goes out of his way to cover it up. And I'm like, God damn, nobody's ever. Anyway, I'm going to play it right now just because it's awesome.
The first day I brought that dog home, his name's Blue, Mr. Blue. He's named after the song Mr. Blue. Our guardian star lost all its glow the day that I lost you. Fleetwood's really great song, 1956, 54.
I don't know that song.
Oh, it's... I'm Mr. Blue, wow, wow, wow. What do you say you love me? But either way, it's he's a blue dog, kind of black and white. Apparently, that's blue somehow. And that first day, he came home and he was just separated from his mother. And I held him, all night, and he held me back the entire time. He hardly even knew me, but he knew I was safe. And we felt that mutual empathy, and it created a bond, you know. She found you singing soft and low as the rain began to start.
So, dude, I mean, there's a lot of epic Andrew stories. Can you think of an epic Andrew story to share on the 525 Records podcast?
I mean, I can think of a lot of stories about Andrew. I mean, him and we were really close, you know. He wasn't able to hear when he was born.
I remember him telling me about that.
And so when he was, you know, all the way to about 2 years old, maybe even a little older, my parents didn't realize that he was essentially deaf, because he had an issue with his eustachian tubes, and I was his translator. You know, like, he would say something and it would be all mumbled and weird, and I would know what he was saying somehow. I don't, you know, I mean, I can't really remember all that much from way back then, but I mean, I think that there's just something magical about, you know, child's minds. You know, they work incredibly better than the adult ones do, I think. So I mean, we really had a close relationship in our early years, and we got into a lot of trouble, you know, like doing all sorts of things, and I think we were pretty good about not getting caught, but you know, at one point he decided that he wanted to grow a pot plant, which is really weird because he didn't.
He was not a weed guy.
He was not at all. Not at all.
You told me recently about the Andrew pot cookie story where he was over at your place and you just made a bunch of pot cookies, and then he inadvertently ate a couple. And how did you put it? He ran all the way home.
He ran home. Yeah. I lived in Springfield. I mean, this is, you know, 20 years ago. I lived in Springfield. His apartment was in South Eugene. So it was probably about 13 miles that he trekked home,
Just freaking out.
Freaking out, yeah.
Overdosing on edibles.
Yeah. But he decided when we were kids, he was probably 16 at the time, that he took all of the drawers out of his dresser, removed the faces.
Are you I did the same thing when I was 16.
And you grew a pot plant inside your
Yes.
dresser? Yeah. Yeah, that's what he did. I'm just glad he didn't get caught, because I probably would have gotten in trouble for it.
I got caught. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, so, you got to time the light for when your parents get home, right? So you got to have the light on during the day and then shut it off. Otherwise it goes through the cracks. I can't believe that's crazy. See, I'm learning all this shit. I did the same exact thing, dude. I had a dresser. I took all the bottom shelves out. I rigged it so it was like a trick. You had to know the trick to open it. You know? But if I didn't get home in time to turn off the light, then I was fucked. And the thing was getting big. But I used to steal cigarettes from Safeway every single day, growing up in Northern California, San Mateo. Every day I'd hit the same Safeway, because they used to have cigarettes in big cartons or displays, just loose packs, and so I'd put 4 in my pants and then I would just walk out the store. Well, one day they got hip to me, and the fucking anti-theft guy caught me, took me in the office, called my parents, and that was the end of the pot plant in the dresser. Wow, so he grew a pot plant in his dresser too, man. This is what I'm saying, dude. I don't know why I feel this connection to him. We have the same birthday. I didn't know this until I was buying him a plane ticket and I needed his license. And I'm like, dude, your birthday's May 14th? He's like, yeah, dude, we have the same birthday. He's like, oh, whatever. And I showed him a picture of my license. And I was like, God damn, man, that's crazy. We're only 2 years apart. Dude, so the last time I saw him was March of last year. I was like, hey, man, you want to come to Portland for a couple days, do some tracking on your record with the vocalist? And he's like, yeah. So initially I got him a train ticket. And then at the last minute, he decides to buy this beater fucking car. I don't even know what it was. I can't even remember.
The Hyundai.
Yeah. And so I'm like, dude, is that thing going to make it? He's, oh, yeah, it'll make it. So he made it to Portland. But the minute he pulled into town, the radiator belt, what do you call that? The fucking serpentine belt. Yeah, that totally fucking went. And he's like, oh, my car's dead. And I'm like, we're going to have to tow it. And he's like, no, man, just take me to the fucking auto parts store. I'm going to fix it in the driveway of this Airbnb. And I'm like, you don't even have any fucking tools. He's like, I just need one tool. So went to O'Reilly Auto Parts down here on McLaughlin, and $40, got a belt and the wrench that he needed, and he fixed the fucking thing in the Airbnb driveway and drove home to fucking Oak Ridge, and and he made it.
Yeah, and the car still runs.
I mean,
hell yeah, player! You just do whatever the fuck you want, huh?
Yeah, the car still runs. Although I guess he put the belt on wrong because the air conditioner wasn't working.
Whatever, it made it from Portland to Oak Ridge. It couldn't have been that wrong.
That's true. That's true.
But it's a tricky repair, right? Like you have to loosen the flywheel, right, and get the belt on, and then bring tension back to it and torque it down. Like it's not easy, especially when there's no garage or anything. You're just doing it in the friggin' driveway.
Yeah.
Fucking Andrew.
Yeah, he loved to take things apart. I remember one time he had a little Honda, and the alternator was bad, and so he went to the wrecking yard, bought an alternator from the wrecking yard, because you go buy one for $25 instead of spending $100, And he came over to my house. He's like, he helped me put this in, and we were working on it, and I was like, well, we got to take the whole CV axle out to do this. This sucks. And we're standing there trying to figure out what to do. And he's like, well, what if we take apart the alternator and rebuild the alternator where it's at?
Jesus.
And that's what we did. And so it was one of us above and one of us below. And we rebuilt the alternator together and then put it back in where it was, because we were just too fucking lazy to pull the CV axle out of our way, I guess. I mean, but we did it and it worked. And, he drove that car for a while, and I don't know. I think that there's just there must be some like genetic disposition for our family to always have weird, shitty cars all the time. He was so we grew up in a sort of religious family, I guess. I don't know. We went to church, and there was a little church out on the Cape Arago Highway in Coos Bay, aka Charleston, or Empire, as the locals will call it. It's called the Open Bible Church, and we were there. And you know, they have like Sunday school or whatever where the kids are playing and stuff. Well, Andrew, like maybe 3 years old, maybe 4, he took off, and he started like crawling down the road, like Cape Arago Highway, this road that cars are driving 45, 50 miles an hour. There go people driving out to the beach, and he just cruising down the road, friggin' toddler. Nobody knew where he was.
Jesus.
Yeah, miraculously, you know, my parents found him. You know, he's always good at exploring, even when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Just wanted to journey. Well,
Yeah.
dude, speaking of which, this next song has a little reference to when he was a boy in school. It's called River. It's another one of my favorite cuts off the record, featuring the wonderful Ziana on backup vocals and Tony Bright of the Lenny Kravitz band. And I'm going to play it right now and take a listen.
Late at night, this river we've been swimming in, my darling, you and I. The desires we've been given into, who could quantify with a simple wrong or right? How high are you now? How high can you count? I was just a boy in school. They talked to me of drugs. They spoke of alcohol and heroin, but they never spoke of love. And will I wake up drunk or hungover from your touch? Will I ever get enough of her to satiate this hunger for hunger for late at night, when I'm all alone, I go wading in the river, and it chills me to the bone. How the water moved through you, how it's moving through me too. My science teacher taught me of the building blocks of life, a collection of calamities from all the stars that died and all the stars that died. For you, don't you know that they died? For me too, and this fire in my chest, will it collapse in on itself when I'm gone and when I'm dead? Will my building blocks dismantle? My music teacher taught me what it takes to play the blues. Well, it comes from losing God, it comes from losing you and all the stars that died, all the stars that died.
I love that. A collection of calamities.
It's probably the most ukulele sounding
Like
song.
normal ukulele.
Yeah,
in the
that
box
that he's
ukulele.
got. Yeah, like it.
What do you know about that song? And are we going to call it River? Is there a working title? I mean,
I don't know. I guess. I mean, what was Andrew calling it? I guess we need to look at his book.
yes,
That's-
definitely.
That's what I need to do. So I'll get back to you on that. I will talk to my brother Tim, and we'll go through his book and find out what he was calling the songs. I think that's the best answer.
And that's the point of this podcast is, for the 100 people that are going to see this, that it really matters to. It's really just trying to do our best to preserve his legacy. What would he have wanted to do? I have no fucking clue.
Your mom. He would want to do your mom.
You just do whatever the fuck you want, huh? Hell yeah, player.
Wow. All right. Well, on that note, let's hear another song, man, because I really want this to be a music-heavy podcast. So we're gonna listen to another beautiful gem.
I wanna dance with someone, wanna step on some toes. I wanna drink until we both feel close. I wanna scream like a child running fair or wild because his mama and his daddy ain't home. Instead I'm sitting right here drinking this beer and I'm trying to figure out the pretty words you wanna hear. 'Cause words, my mouth's always full of them goddamn words. See, every song I write has a recipe. There's a drop or two of you, there's a pound or two of me. And since you love me, it's all I eat. Cook it low and slow until the bone falls from the meat. And I get them words, man. I'm gonna eat them up for dinner. I'm gonna eat them for dessert. And words, man. The cupboard's always overflowing with goddamn words. Love, man. Nobody ever seemed to get enough of him. Words, man. My cup always running over with goddamn words. I'll dance with someone, I'll step on some toes. I wanna drink until we both feel close. I wanna scream like a child running fair. Wow, 'cause mama and daddy ain't home.
Another banger. I mean, I'm telling you, this record's going to be good. This record is going to be fucking fantastic. I'm so excited for this thing to come out.
So when you guys were recording this in Pat's studio, you were there the whole time, or
Yeah, of course.
nice? So how long were you guys down there?
I think it was a couple, 3 days. I think 3
Yeah.
days. Yeah. He drank an enormous amount of beer, dude. I couldn't believe it. It was, I thought it was going to be like a serious recording session, but we had a whatever 10, 11 start time, and he's like, let's hit the fucking liquor store. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Gets a fucking case of Miller Lite. And, but it was worse than that because we stayed at B&B. So the Pat that owns the studio, he owns a B&B that's like kind of next to not close by any stretch of the means, but close enough. And so, of course, we get a case of Miller Lite back at the house. And so, I'd wake up 8, 9 o'clock. I'm drinking coffee, and he's already 6 Miller Lights deep. And I'm like, fuck, how is this going to go? It went great is the answer. And, sometimes you need a little help in the creative process. It was not about writing. It was about execution. And, talk about anxiety. I mean, I think that probably had a big role to play. And
That's 100% what it was. I mean, I can tell you, yeah, Andrew was definitely just nervous, so he was pounding the beers down. to kill the nerves.
I was blown away by how many Miller Lights he could drink in a day. You know, it was like just an insane amount of Miller Lights, like, or Keystones, Natties, whatever. You know, he was not a big boutique IPA kind of guy. He was sort of what's the cheap beer, and I'll drink a ton of it. But dude, all night, we'd record all day, and then we'd go back to the B&B, and we'd sit out on the patio and fucking jam until the fucking went to bed. I mean, it was nuts. The guy just had an unlimited fucking reservoir for performance. Like, it was nuts.
Yeah.
All right, so this next song is called he called it The Moon Will Rise. I would love to see what it's titled in his notebook, but it's definitely one of the strongest songs on the record, and it features all of the said aforementioned players. A really great guitar player named Andrew Silva out of Las Vegas, who did the jazz solos on this. Drums and bass. I'm not going to tell you who the drummer was, but you can probably guess because it's horrible. And so this is The Moon Will Rise by Andrew Leach. Here we go.
Late at night when you come and you kiss me, wonder whose face you see. When you close your eyes, and dream of love. I've been going down, I know it a long time. Keep pretending that we'll be alright. I can feel when I'm lying in your bed now. Feel in your arms at night, our love is a goddamn lie. But who am I supposed to run to now? Who am I supposed to hold? You keep giving me your body, but someone else has got your soul. Well, now I get my love from a bottle, keep it in my heart in a flask. And when I miss your kiss, well, I take a little nip. Lately I've been drinking, babe, with anyone that asks. And the moon will rise, the sun will sink, and I'll meet you there tonight. We'll be drowning in the drink until the moon is hanging low. We've got nowhere to go, and me and the old lady, well, both just stumble home. The sun will rise, the moon will sing, just another fucking day, another chance to make believe. Oh, that winter hold me close, I don't feel like a ghost. You feel like a parasite, I don't feel like a host. Cause I'm married out of love, I didn't marry for the sex. But I got lots of love, when you're gone, what do I get? I get the craving for the flavoring of juniper and lime. In the company of strangers, let's savor the night. And the moon will rise and the sun will set, and me and these good friends, we're gonna drink till we forget that we're in love. And the moon will rise, the sun will sink, and I'll meet you there tonight. We're gonna drown in a drink until the moon's hanging low, and we got nowhere to go. And me and the old lady, well, we both just stumble home.
I don't think I ever saw Andrew like angry, and his songs are not really angry ever, but this one is. Like, this has the tension and the anger. That line when he's like, another fucking day, you never hear him go there. And what blows me away about this song is he was never married, right?
No, he never was married.
And but he's talking about me and the old lady and marry out of love. And, I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about this song? And what do you think about that bass line?
I enjoyed the bass line.
Cool.
I definitely did. I mean, it's storytelling, right? I mean, granted, sure, he was never actually married. I mean, but he did have, relationships that, were, important to him. And it's relatable, to have that kind of anger. I can't think of any time in my life where I ever saw him truly, like, obviously angry.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a pretty peaceful person.
He's a super chill dude.
Yeah.
Another thing he does is characters, like Procrastinating Pete. So many characters evolve out of his songs, and Procrastinating Pete is probably the best example of that. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, it's a cute song, Procrastinating Pete, right? I mean, it's almost
a kid's song.
I was gonna say it's almost like a children's fable,
And I guess we should just listen to that right now. Here we go. Procrastinating Pete.
My name is Procrastinating Pete. Oh, that mother boy's so punctual and neat. They don't know the joys of waiting till it's due to do it. The methods I employ are easy, boy, there's nothing to it. 'Cause in the summertime, I'm basking in the sun while all them mother boys, they don't play until their work gets done. But me, I'll do the job when I'm feeling good and ready, when it's almost overdue and the pressure's getting heavy. Then I'll work without a break, ignore all my mistakes. I'll do a sloppy job and I'll still turn it in late. But when the work is done, be basking in the sun, my friend. Procrastinating Pete is up to his old tricks again. Does Procrastinating Pete sound like you? Do you wait to do the job until it's almost overdue? Or are you punctual and neat? Wait to play till work is done? Or are you in the grass right now, basking in the sun? Well, my name is Do Nothing Dale. I hardly ever try, so I hardly ever fail. But all them girls go for those do something Sammys, but for me it's 4 p.m. and I'm still in my pajamas. Well, I think I'll hit the kitchen now, grab a bite to eat, and then catch me a movie, and then maybe some Z's. So kids, are you do something Sammy? Or is it 4 p.m. and you're still rocking your pajamas? Did your mama kick you out 'cause you wasn't understanding of a 30-year-old man just sitting on his fanny? Well, my name is Frida Fancy Feet. All the boys, they want to dance with me, but they don't stand a chance, 'cause they're too afraid to ask. So many are afraid to let others see them swing and sway to the music being played. For me, I think that's strange, 'cause at one time even me, they used to call me Frida to left feet. I met a handsome dancing daddy, told me to keep practicing, and one day I would see. They're gonna call me Frida Fancy Feet. Well, that boy's prophecy, well, soon it came to be. 'Cause when the music's playing and I feel like swaying, all the other boys are just killjoy. Procrastinating Pete, he's behind his class. Do Nothing Dale, he's just sitting on his ass. And those two sons, Sammys, are too easy to be asking. And all the other boys are afraid. but I'm not going to miss my chance. Who says a woman needs a man to dance? So I'm dancing with my shadow, standing on his feet and he's holding me close. Oh,
Fucking shout out to the amazing Tony Bright who did that bass line. I mean, dude, I just fucking can't get enough of those tempo changes. That when he does that fucking tempo change or the fucking swingy, I mean, dude, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Man. But dude, what a crazy song. Like it could almost be in a Disney movie or something, you know? Like it's some animated feature. I mean,
Yeah, except he says ass.
he does?
Yeah,
Oh, sitting on your ass.
yeah,
The do nothing Dale sitting on your ass. Yeah.
yeah. Disney might have a problem with that, but that's fine.
Yeah. But the theme of it is like it just seems like an animated feature.
It
to
really
me.
does.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, you can hear like he's creating accents.
doing voices. He's doing impressions, characters, all this kind of shit. I mean, that's why he's so like above genre defining. Okay,
Yeah.
Spotify, what genre is this? Fucking Andrew Leach. That's what genre this is, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah, player. You just do whatever the fuck you want, huh?
My guest today on the podcast, none other than Jerry Leach, Andrew Leach's brother, getting ready to release this record, and really excited about it. I thank you a lot for driving up from Eugene to do this. A lot of people, they're not into podcasting, and especially when there's no audience. So, thank you so much. And 100 people are going to watch this, and they're really going to enjoy it. And, telling Andrew stories. Just to wrap it up, I think we'll play one more song. It's one of my favorites. This would be my closer. I don't know how you feel, but Julian Dreams would be an equally as good closer. The $1 million question is, where do we sandwich in Tarnish Song, or do we leave Tarnish Song as like a secret single to release later? I don't know. These are all the questions we're trying to answer, but I'm going to leave you with a song that I think is great. It's called One Man Show.
well, I guess it's time to go. You had enough of this one-man show, and all the songs began to sound the same. The same old woman with 1,000 different names. Sure sad to see you go. Seen now so many times before. And it's strange how something so ordinary I feel oh so devastating. Oh. And I'm always crying encore as you're walking out that door. As you're walking out the door. Well, hello, it's you again. With a different name and a different skin. My eyes widen, heart starts pumping as I'm basking in your lovely, lovely light. and I will always love you, even if it's only for tonight. Well, I guess it's time to go. Heading off this one-man show, and all the songs begin to sound the same.
Oh, what a fucking song, man. Fucking beautiful. That's one of the, I mean, gotta be one of the best ones on the record. If you if you ever like shared a room or spent the night with Andrew as a roommate, you know he snored quite a bit. And a lot of the feedback that I'm getting from some of the stuff that people are hearing is like, oh man, what's up with, you can hear him breathing. Like, so he's playing the uke and it's next to the mic and he's like, you know, in between. And, you know, due to the bleed, which we were talking about earlier, you know, sometimes I could get it out of there. On this one, I couldn't. There's just no way around it. You're going to hear the breathing. And I think it's an attribute, you know. I mean, how do you feel about that song?
You know, it's funny that you bring up the breathing because I was thinking a lot about that while we were listening to it, and as I was driving up here too, I was listening to the recordings in preparation for this, and the breathing really stuck out to me because you could always hear Andrew breathing, even wide awake. You could hear him breathing. He's just kind of loud. Now the snoring, on the other hand, that's a whole different thing. I mean, it is loud. It was incredibly loud. But I like having it in there. For me, I mean, personally, because it just signifies that it's him that much more to me, you know. There's a number of older Elliott Smith recordings that where there was really prominent string squeak, you know, where he's playing the guitar and you can just hear squeak, 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 you know, all around. And I remember being much younger and listening to those Elliott Smith albums, and thinking, God, why didn't he do anything about that? And then I grew to like it, and you know, I understood it's part of the ambience of the recording. So, you know, to each their own.
Dude, well, you know, those Elliott Smith records that, you know, they did here in Portland at Jackpot, it was the early days of Jackpot. I mean, it's nothing like Jackpot is now today. And I've worked with a number of engineers who love that little harmonic squeaky that you get off the acoustic. And, you know, from what I understand, he did a lot of that on his own. Like, he was doing every instrument, you know. And dude, by the way, we jammed last night. You played the bass and the drums, killed it on both. You're an amazing guitar player. I mean, where do you, like, you've been in bands and stuff. Like, what is that band that you were in? Ego
Machine.
Machine. So what, I mean, when's the last time you played a rock and roll show with a rock and roll band?
Oh God, probably pre-COVID would be my guess. I think it was probably 2019. We got together and played a show for Oakshire Brewery. It was pretty fun, but it's been quite a while, that's for sure. Now the guy who plays bass with me, he lives in Lake Oswego, so
it's a good place to live.
And Mike, the drummer, who's also my brother-in-law, he lives in Albany, so none of us are like next door to each other. So I don't really get a chance to play music with people.
It's hard to keep
as much.
It's hard keeping a band together. Like, people have
yeah.
jobs, lives, fucking wives, kids. I mean, especially when you get north of 40. Like,
yeah,
it's fucking impossible.
And you know, and I think that's one of the funny things about Andrew is that as he got older, he grew his artistry that much more. You know, he was playing more and more and being out in the world quite a bit more. I mean, it's funny that he ended up living in such a small town. I mean, Oak Ridge is like 1,500 people, I think. It's tiny.
Well, he moved back there to take care of your mom.
Well,
Right.
when my mom got sick, that was, yeah. I mean, he wanted to be closer to her, sure, but I think that there were other things too. I think that he was kind of, trying to figure out what he wanted to do next. He was really close with our sister Hillary, and she lives there too. And they're 2 years apart. And Andrew and I are 2 years apart. Everybody's 2 years apart.
I know,
basically.
and with the same fucking birthday. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I just know every time I talk to him, he'd be like, "Oh man, I'm thinking about moving back to Portland."
Mm-hmm.
And the reason he left Portland was to go, and he was working from home, so he could just do whatever.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
I told him, he had that remote job. I told him one time, I said, "Hey man, mom's gone." I mean, we lost our mom in 2023, and I said, "Yeah, mom's gone. You work remote. You can go wherever you want." And I was trying to encourage him to move, either come back to the Portland area or go to Mexico, whatever you want. Just I wanted to see him go out and live, and do more. And I know that he developed a lot of relationships in Oak Ridge, and he cared about the community. He did like a play at the community playhouse, and he was really active, like doing karaoke and stuff. And I think it was like the Eagles or the Elks. I don't know, the Moose. That's what it was.
He was a moose.
That's what it was.
Right?
He was in the Moose Lodge, and he was
a mysterious fraternity brotherhood of.
I think it's just a place where people go to drink, but they call it a club.
Right.
I honestly don't know, and maybe I should go look into it more, but I don't know. But I wanted to see him go out and do more in the world, and just kind of enjoy his life. And I think he was enjoying his life. He moved into a new house with a guy who was also a musician, played drums and guitar, and the night that he died, actually, I mean, they had a big party. They were jamming and playing music, and he was having a great time. So, yeah,
There was a hot tub involved at some point.
Yeah, somebody wanted to get in the hot. Some girl wanted to get in the hot tub, and of course, Andrew's, he's always down for whatever adventure was going on, But yeah, I think he was happy in Oak Ridge in a lot of ways, but I hope he was. I don't know.
Right before we went to Joshua Tree, there was the big fire. Everybody got evacuated out of there.
Yeah,
and,
everybody came to my house except for Andrew, and actually not everybody. My brother Tim and his family, they went and stayed with his in-laws, I think. But I had my mom, Hillary, my sister, and her kids, and my Aunt Linda, and all of their pets.
That's what I was going to get at, because he told the story on the podcast that we did in Joshua Tree that he was able to save one chicken.
Yeah.
And he took it all the way to the Oregon coast. And then he was babysitting one chicken, and it got out on the beach at some point. It was a wild, night fracas or whatever. But, typical Andrew, I'm going to save this chicken. I'm going to take it to the coast. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Well, most people take their dog to the beach, but he took a chicken to the beach, and that's great.
It's the 525 Records podcast. It's the second Andrew Leach tribute / album preview episode. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast today. Jerry Leach, the one and only, Andrew Leach's brother, who is an amazing musician in his own right. We jammed last night. He's been ripping guitar all day and all night last night, and I've been really enjoying jamming with him and watching him rip fucking crazy licks. He's got a band, although they're not together currently. They do have some music up on Reverb Nation. There's a Jerry Leach solo page, which has an amazing rendition of an acoustic song that you called Death, which is fantastic. We played it at the start of the podcast. So for the outro to the podcast, we are going to listen to Ego Machine featuring you. And who's on bass, who's on drums? Run me down the credit list.
So there's me on guitar, Dave Heiner on guitar, Mike Baker plays drums, and depending on the recording, there's a number of different people that could be playing bass. Could be me, could be my friend Kevin. But yeah.
This particular song that we're going to listen to as the outro song is called Puddin' Pop.
Oh, well, that's not any of, that's all me. That's just me.
Oh, really?
That's all me and Bill Cosby. Yeah.
So the Bill Cosby samples, it's all about the anti-drug message.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you played the drums on this.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Get the fuck out. Okay, so these drums were recorded so well at your house.
I did it with 3 microphones too.
Tell me about the mics.
Okay, so I got 2 AKG Perception 120s, and what I do is I play some like kind of in a V pattern, one on each side of the kit, and they are underneath the cymbal line, right? And I just have them there, and then of course I have a separate mic for the kick drum, and that's it. I've gotten a lot of really good drum results just with 3 microphones, and the room helped too because it had tongue and groove pine walls.
Oh yeah, that'll help for sure. So I heard this song for the first time today in prep for this podcast, and I was blown away at how good the drums sounded. And now that I know you only use 3 mics, it's even cooler. It's a great fucking rock song with a great fucking guitar riff, and here it is. It's the 525 Records podcast, and thank you for listening. Here we go. Puddin' Pop by Ego Machine.
Okay, now I'm going to play a song, and you'll hear this guy tell you that the pusher's coming, all right? Here comes the dope pusher. He's got a bag, heroin, cocaine, and marijuana. There, you're on the downer now. And marijuana, good thing. And marijuana, good thing. I don't need no bad drug. And now you feel like this. Feels beautiful. Sing along with me. And now you feel like this. And now you feel like you were gonna get high. Sing along with me. People take pills to get high. And marijuana. Sing along with me. I don't need no bad drug. Yes, an apple will make you high. People take pills to get high. And marijuana, good thing. I don't need no bad drug. And marijuana, he's got a bag. You thought you were gonna get high. And marijuana, he's got a bag. I don't need no bad drug. Oh, isn't that much better? Yeah. And marijuana. Sing along with me. And now you feel like this. Sing along with me. Yeah. And marijuana. Sing along with me. So that's what we want to tell the dope pusher.
Hell yeah, player.